The opportunities that we learned about after being associated with AARP gave us a lot of chances to kind of stay involved and keep our mental directions focused on social events and current issues. And aside from the benefits and all of the things that come with a membership, we were given an opportunity to have a voice in some of our contemporary issues and through their advocacy work.
There's just a whole spectrum of things that AARP has gotten involved in from the national level and at the state level, and it's just a very credible organization for being the voice of older South Dakotans and a voice in Congress and in the state legislature and for the people at large.
We can really rely, I think, on what we get from AARP, that it's factual, and so I just think that it's a wonderful resource for any education on any of the issues that we have.
Welcome back. Retirement means different things to different people. For some, it means leaving the 9-to-5 grind behind them, and for others, it means opening a whole new chapter in their life to pursue a second calling. However you envision your retirement, it takes a little planning to make your vision a reality. AARP South Dakota State Director Sarah Jennings is here to talk more about retirement planning, as well as Outreach and Education Associate State Director Lenny Healy. One of the things that I wanted to ask you, Sarah, was retirement has really changed or the idea of retirement has really changed in the last decade. How so?
Well, it sure has. You know, people no longer think I'm going to hit 65 and I'm going to retire. They're really now, people retire at many different ages, some way before 65 and some very much after. And the reasons are vary widely depending on the person. It could be because they need to continue working, because they need health care and they need the income, or frankly, they just like to work. Or, you know, it may be because they just haven't quite figured out what their what's next is, so they want to keep working as well. And so, you know, not only has the time changed, but then also what people do in retirement has changed too. For, as you say, some people have decided that they want to maybe retire from their first career but start a new one. For some, it may be the old kind of the traditional, let's go play golf, and for others it could be, you know, travel and doing some things they just couldn't do when they were working and raising a family. So there really isn't a one-size-fits-all retirement anymore, and that's very exciting.
Lenny, what are some of the challenges that people run into when they're planning for retirement?
Well, during our working years, we're frequently so tied up with our careers and our families that we don't take time to sit down and think about what it is we want to do when we retire. When you're saving for a car, you typically can envision a car, and you know exactly what that's going to cost you. With retirement, unless you have a clear plan of what it is that you're going to do after you retire, it's really hard to be motivated to save.
And AARP has a number of resources that help make that process just a little bit less daunting. Let's take a little bit closer look at the AARP Retirement Calculator.
The Retirement Calculator takes you step by step to determine whether you're on track for saving for retirement. First, you'll answer a few questions like your age and marital status. Then it walks you through a few questions about your current income and savings rate, as well as additional sources of expected income during retirement. Finally, you can enter your anticipated income from Social Security. The calculator then determines your estimated savings at retirement and whether your savings will be enough to fund your retirement, or if you are likely to experience a shortfall.
Well, Lenny, that sounds like a pretty simple process to go through, but why is it a really important one for people to explore?
Well, it is very important because you need to know when you're going to run out of money based on your lifestyle and the money that you have available. For example, when I first did the retirement calculator, I left off my IRAs, and it told me I was going to run out of money by the time I turned 70. At the end of that process, it told me what you need to do is either work longer or try to cut your expenses so that your money will last as long as it needs to.
And Sarah, who might benefit by using a resource like this?
Really, almost anyone. I mean, it could benefit someone who's 25 and just starting to think about it and trying to figure out how much they should be putting away maybe in their first 401k or whatever opportunity they have to start saving, all the way up until someone who's a couple years away from what they hope may be their retirement, and they're wanting to just make sure and have the reassurance that they're going to be ready. So this is a tool that really all sorts of generations can use, and it's really a simple tool, as folks saw on the TV there.
Okay. And AARP does have another tool to help someone determine maybe when they should claim Social Security benefits. Let's take a look at that.
The Social Security Benefits Calculator asks some simple personalized questions like your age, marital status, and income. Then it calculates your estimated Social Security income if you decide to claim your benefits at full retirement age. Then it goes a step further to calculate what your income would be should you decide to claim benefits prior to full retirement age or postpone claiming benefits until later, including the maximum benefit payout at age 70.
Again, it looks like a pretty straightforward tool. Lenny, explain just a bit more about that.
It is a very simple tool, and it's very, very helpful to help you determine at what point you should retire. Should you retire in your earlier years and enjoy more years retired, or do you have to wait until you have enough money saved up and work longer toward that end? We do have several other retirement tools that are very good as well. There's something called Financial Freedom, in which you can determine what your debt level is right now, and then what you can do to reduce that debt so you'll have more money for retirement. There are other tools like saving lunch money, and several others. Just go to our website and put in retirement tools, and a whole list of things will come up.
Sounds like a lot of really great resources. Thanks very much, Sarah, Lenny, appreciate that. And to learn more about AARP South Dakota's efforts to help you plan for a secure financial future, or to access any of the tools and resources you just heard about, visit our website at www.aarp.org/SD. Email us at sdaarp@aarp.org, or call us toll-free at 1-866-542-8172.
When I think about what has AARP done the most for me, or it would have to be in the volunteering. It gives us ideas of where we can volunteer, and in our own community I think we've made a big difference, and I think that's true of our retired teachers, for instance, throughout the state, again a branch of AARP. But we get involved in so many community activities.
It's basically been an organization that enabled and empowered local people to come together to do some good. Many of our projects are focused on the youth. It's not all about the aging or the elderly or the senior citizen, but many of our projects have been involved with community parks, with the services and food delivery for the needy, and a number of things that are out there. AARP has, quite frankly, been able to come into communities through our work and help locals do what it is that they're doing and enhance their activities. And I feel particularly proud to be a part of an organization that comes in and helps somebody just get over that final hump to get done what they want to do in their community.
A chicken coop, the unlikely birthplace of a fundamental idea. It's where Ethel Percy Andrus found a retired teacher living because she could afford nothing else. Ethel couldn't ignore the clear need for health and financial security, and it inspired her to found AARP. For over 50 years, we've continued that work to help all Americans pursue their best life. Discover more of what we do right here in South Dakota.
Good is everywhere. Find good, share good, do good. With AARP Create the Good. Just go to createthegood.org to help others where you live. Whether you have 5 minutes, 5 hours, or 5 days, the good starts with you.
A lot of the activities, especially those that are directed towards communities in South Dakota, really deal with our basic quality of life issues. Our ability to our ability to stay involved with community as well as do some good all adds a lot of value to the quality of our life.
As we age, it's really nice to still be needed. When our children were young, there's no doubt that we were needed. But as we age, when you feel that you're making a difference in the community and truly filling a need that's there, that's good for us. And I'd like to think it's keeping us fairly sharp and fairly active, and that's important.